Hi, my name is Gillian Graham. I'm a children, young people and family worker for the Church of Scotland, and I work for two churches in Clydebank Waterfront Parish Church and Dalmuir Barclay Church. And I've been involved in schools ministry since I started 8 years ago. It was one of the first things that I was asked at an interview, would you be involved, like to be involved in schools ministry? And it's something that I've always really enjoyed, and it was something I was really excited about from the start. There's such potential there. At the moment in primary schools, I'm involved in Seasons for Growth. I work with another member of staff in the school, and I do quite a lot of Seasons for Growth work, and that was one of the first things I started doing when I took the job on too. I do P7 transitions, Scripture Union transitions, which are great with primary schools. And also I've done the What If resource, which is great for anxiety, which is really kind of pertinent just now. There's a lot of children struggling, as we know, with anxiety. And that's the reason why I do that. The Seasons for Growth is just an absolutely brilliant resource, and it really supports children with loss, and you can just see the benefit when you go and help them. I also run a children's clothing bank, and the schools often call for different bits and pieces to support the school, which works really well. The children and the staff have been in and out too, and we've collected items for P7 leavers and things like that, and it's great. It's a really nice way to get to know the children and the staff too. And it supports eco-awareness. A lot of the schools obviously are trying to promote eco-awareness. I'm also a co-opted member of one of the primary schools' parent body as a church representative, and that's great because you get to know lots of different people. I help out at fairs, fundraising. At the moment I'm applying for a grant for a new playground for one of the schools that's in desperate need of renovation, and it's nice to be able to support them and to go on the occasional school trip, which is great. I've also in the past been involved with weekly lunchtime clubs, which were an absolutely fantastic way over lunch, something to eat. As we all know, everybody chats more over something to eat, and they were a great way to interact with school children and get discussions going and also get to know them much better. And these are all great ways to get to know children and staff, and support areas in the church curriculum that needs support really. In the high school, the local high school, previously I was involved with a twice weekly cosy cafe with the local chaplaincy service, which I absolutely loved, with assemblies, and I went into a personal development class which supported the teacher, and offering sort of quiet spaces at the church for study periods, and occasionally invited children in to chat about Christianity. And I also helped with some refugee children doing English as a second language, which was great. Now, unfortunately, there's no cosy cafe at the high school. Things change, and I think, to be honest, maybe possibly the young people are doing it for themselves. So I set up a cosy cafe at the church quite recently, and it's been absolutely fantastic. Some of the children remember their days from previous years where they came into the church from even mother and toddler groups, and the conversations that get going is fantastic. It's lovely to hear about their day. It's very like the cosy cafe at the high school, and it's lovely to hear a wee bit more about themselves and their families and what they're involved in school. I'm still involved in the assemblies as part of the chaplaincy team, and I've always been really proud of being part of that chaplaincy team. I love working as teams. The personal development classes didn't suit my timetable, and I'm hoping soon that I've trained for MCR Pathways as a companion. I did quite a lot of training in the summer, and I'm waiting to be matched with a young person, and I'm really looking forward to that. And the MCR Pathways also gives me the opportunity to chat with staff about how young people moving from school, we can help them, and how we can work together with the agency. I'm no expert. Key tips to do this well, and what I have learned. I would say children and young people, even if no experience of faith, are extremely curious. but relationships take time and patience. Give yourself and them time just to settle in, and they will absolutely love it. They will absolutely love it. Some will take a wee bit longer than others, and that's just life, but you just need to have a wee bit of patience, and that's not always easy. School staff, I've found when I've gone round different schools, they are in particular at the moment post-COVID struggling. A lot of the children are struggling. There's a lot of misbehaviour, and just children are really struggling with anxiety. And I believe that really any support is appreciated. And in particular, sometimes with well-being, just somebody to be there, an extra person just to be there to say, how are you? Just makes all the difference. And I think it's the knowing that someone is there to help, another agency. I believe it's in the mucking in with parents and staff as well. Like, people are crying out for PTA, helpers, co-opted members of parent bodies. There are not enough helpers out there. And it really is, as we know, it's in the mucking in with different things that you really, you find friendships and you get to know one another better. You strengthen relationships. There is absolutely no age limit to helping out. I am not young myself. Children and young people, I believe, see the heart of someone. They hear their stories. They don't care what age they are. I have a lot of helpers that are older, and the children and young people get on so well with them, absolutely. And there's so many great resources out there, but ultimately it's about finding something that sparks their imagination and questions. Cosy Cafe after school club at the church conversation the other day was, I was asking them, would you like to get involved in church life? And all of a sudden the conversation started. We started speaking about the Good Samaritans. Some of them had heard the story, others hadn't. And it was lovely just to chat and strengthen relationships and get them involved. Some of them are involved in different groups in the schools, and see what way we can, we can work together and join these, different relationships together. It's been such a privilege for me to work in the schools ministry, and I really, really wish everybody all the very best in their endeavours, and I hope it goes well.